So I have here an aftermarket edge guide for the DeWalt DCW600 cordless router, and you know, the package didn't have any instructions at all, but it does seem intuitive to install until you start looking at the bottom of your router and you go, well, okay, how does that go? And then you notice that there's a couple holes here, and then after a little more scrutiny you can see a slot right in here. So they conveniently place two of the screws that you're going to need that go through these two holes here that match up with these two holes in there perfectly. So let's see how successful that quick analysis was. Take these two screws off. Slip the edge guide into that slot and it stops. I don't know if you can see that, but it stops dead on to where they need to be aligned. Screws drop in. Suppose I should be using a regular screwdriver. There we go. Okay, so there you have it. Nice and tight. Now, let's see if I had a piece of wood here. If I was going to be placing like a dado down the middle of this board, then obviously I would have some sort of bit in there, and after all the alignments are necessary that you've made them, actually, there you go. I like it. One thing, let me check one thing out here. It's got a scale, it's not numbered, but let's put it on the 0 mark and see where that puts the fence. Okay. I'm eyeing this, and let's try it a little more. I should have been prepared. I got to go get a small ruler. Okay, I'm back, and if I place a small ruler up against the fence, now the scale is set at 0, I would expect the center of this bit to be right on the line of the fence, and it is off by, goodness, that's got to be 1/8 of an inch. So, all right, well, you can't count on the fact that a 0 here means the center of the spindle. So it's probably even less than 1/2 inch, 1/8 of an inch. So, you know, in calculating the offsets for, say, how far in the dado needs to be, or how wide the rabbit's going to be, you need to take into consideration that offset if you're going to use this scale to set the distance, the fence is away from your bit. Now, I'm gonna make a decision that I don't think I'm gonna rely on this scale at all. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go ahead and, do something like this and make sure my router bit's in the right position. Well, there you go. It's a nice fence. I like that it's really rigid, and so and then it's got the little bend back on here, and it's got some holes so that if you wanted to put in an auxiliary fence, maybe a little longer than this, to prevent rocking, let's say, that would be possible with these holes. And then the final thing that I like here is that these screws, oops, I need a little more torque. When you're done with the I'll say it in a minute here. When you're done with the fence, your screws are on board, so you can't lose them.